Hey guys! So here for another update of what I have been reading for Nonfiction November. Like I said previously, my rhythm has slowed down quite a bit, even though I'm still quite happy with what I've been managed to reading, because I am still on a horror kick. I need some horror fiction on my throw it at me. I want it. For some reason, I cannot stop it. And not that I need to stop it. It just, I don't know. It happened. I wasn't quite expecting because I usually, I as everyone always reads. I mean, people say they are mood readers and they are not. For me, that's just we are all mood readers, but we can control ourselves if we have other things to read or other things to do. I do not have it at the moment, so I'm just going with the flow and indulging in it. Anyway, this is about Nonfiction November, not my horror needs. So let's get back to nonfiction. I finished the two books that I said that I would finish, so I'm just gonna pass quickly through them. First one being, let me check again the name in English, because this is a Portuguese translation of. Please, where is it the name? A general history of the robberies and murders of the most notorious pirates, and also their politics, discipline, and government from their. It keeps going, and the letters are just going mad. Anyway, it's a general history of pirates. It has a really long name on the original, by Captain Johnson. Like I said on the previous video, if you love pirates, you need to read this book. It's one of those books that you have to read it in order to read other pirate books. This is one of the base ones, one that keeps being cited and referred to. But this is not the best reading you will have. It's quite boring at times. It manages to make things that it tries to be funny, and sometimes it is a little bit funny, but it is maybe it's me. I felt that it was written really dryly. It's not entertaining. It's those types of writings that you feel like it's meant to inform you rather than entertain you, even though the author tries, and there's a cat on my lap, to put some jokes and some quotes in the middle so you can be like, hey, funny. Okay, you should. Sakura, let's look at the people there. It's my little one. She heard me talking and she's in a very loving mood today. For some reason, she already has been reading. I was reading and she was on my lap, but it's not enough. Anyway, go back. Can you let me, please? I'm gonna try to keep her on my lap, but this is not gonna work. I'm sure of it. Anyway, if you like pirates, you have to read this. My advice would be, this is divided by pirates. After the introduction, it has a little bit of at the end about the politics and such, but most of the book is divided by chapters, either any chapter. Dear Lord, words. Each chapter is about one pirate, like Blackbeard, Mary Read, and Bunny, Captain Kidd, all of the famous ones. My advice, if you really want to read and also have the problem of not managing to read this very easily, is reading one chapter at a time and then do a break, read another book, then come back and read another chapter. Also, this is very available online. I'm not sure, I think that this is in public domain, but if it's not for some reason, I know that you can find this on the Open Library or the archive, the Internet Archive. I checked because I wanted to see how available this was, just for the fun. Now this one is another one that is just in Portuguese, and the title translated, the title literally translated would be The Most Beautiful Love Stories. This is that little booklet that looks like an envelope and even has the flap on the back, even though it is a book that you should read like this. It is what the title says. It's love letters from various writers, or mostly writers, if I'm not mistaken, some personalities. It is really cute. Good read. I don't exactly know what to say about it. This were also all translated to Portuguese. Very cute read. There's a couple of people here that I think that I didn't know. That I think those were the ones that weren't writers, or at least not for today's standards writers, if you know what I mean. That I need to know more about. I need to go find a little bit more about. And also, there's a couple of letters from and to George Sand that's supposed to be it was a French writer. I gotta say, for someone that writes that boring, I tried some. I think I finished. I don't even remember if I finished, because I remember it was this year that I tried a little bit from her. I finished. I'm pretty sure I finished one of her books, and then I tried another one, and it was so boring. So damn boring. For someone that writes like that, she sounds like she had such a life that, oh my god, you would think that she would have written better books. I was like, when I got to her letters, I was expecting to be a little bit on the boring side, on the dutiful side, even though it's love. You know what I mean? That dutiful love, those dutiful love letters, that's a little bit the Christian side, maybe, or religious, not Christian per se, but at least religious. And then I got things I was like, I think it's two different people, and I think that her life had lots of lovers. They give us a little bit of a biographical sketch at the end, but it's really little. For example, this is just a paragraph, and I'm like, I think on her paragraph said something about she's being married but having lovers, and I didn't quite understood if the person she was married knew about them, because the way of it was I don't quite remember how it was written, but I know that I ended that paragraph and I was like, I need to go look a bit more about this, because I wasn't expecting it. It's not that it is that amazing of a thing, but it's like, why I wasn't expecting this from her, because just purely from the book that I read and the other one that I tried, I was like, Jesus, it was boring. Anyway, let's move on, because I said I was going to be quick. Then I read a break. Now this break, it's a little bit different from what I used to read. I can tell you, this is one of the most heavy things ever. It is literally supposed to be a cube, and this is in French. And I think that in French it's supposed to be said like grand-mère. Not sure. Please don't kill me. I hate French. I hate the French language. It's really difficult for me. But this, I made an effort, because I had French in school, and I managed to read quite a bit from this without any help. And when I got stuck on some parts, I went to the internet to find out what it was. This book, this big book, is a collection of pictures all about the sea. Like the title, I didn't even translate it, but with this picture, I was like, do I need to? Is the big sea, ocean, the open ocean, maybe? The sea, basically. All that is related with the sea. And it is amazing. So heavy. It has things from like the coastal pictures from coastal cities, from the open. Where is it? I wanted a picture of the Earth from the space, because well, we are mostly water. The open sea, the several types of. Well, this is not open. This is still close to the shore, but there is open sea, I promise. There's a lot of shore because of the different topographies. There's the cities that live, there's the animals that live in or very near or need the sea to live. There's the angry sea. There's corals. There's especially like this one, still on the angry sea. Look at those colors and those waves. Just scary, but very pretty. The sports that I really don't like it because I think people are crazy. The things that are under the sea that we left there. There's a little bit of everything, and every chapter has an introduction in French that I spend way too much time trying to decipher what it meant. But I was quite happy that I didn't need as much help as I thought I would to read that. So yeah, this was a break. And the thing is, this was given to me, our library has a cart in the front that it's books that people donate, or books that come to them that they cannot keep anymore. They either have it or were donated or anything else, and they are still in good condition, and they cannot keep all the books because the library doesn't have space for all of it. So they put it there so people can take it for free. You can just grab it and take it home. It's yours. And this was something that one of the ladies from the library showed to me, was to be donated, to put on that card, because she knows that I do the junk journal and all of that, and she knows that I use images and different papers to do all of those crafts. Now, this has lots of images, would be awesome for collages and junk journals and anything. The thing is, I have a thing about the sea. I have a problem about the sea. So I cannot, plus this book, it's prime condition. To be fair, I only like to kill or to use books that are already dead, that the spine is broken, that it's not useful anymore, that is written all over, has other problems. I use those. This is in pristine condition, and I really love the sea. If you haven't noticed, after this Nonfiction November, all of those videos from Nonfiction November, I really love the sea. Now I have this break that I cannot do anything with, because I just love all the pictures and all the colors, and I found myself coming to this from time to time, even though I have for 1 week I've been coming to it to look at things, and I do think that I can even use some of these pictures for my for drawing and inspiration. So this is a new brick that I have to find a home somewhere on my on my way too crowded bookshelf. So yeah, this one. The next one is one that I just got. Also, the two next ones came from the same place that the break came from. So that cart on the library. And this one came, I read, and I'm just gonna throw it away. Not throw it away. I'm gonna give it to other people. I'm gonna pass it on. I really didn't like it. And it's also in Portuguese, and it's supposed to be kind of a collection of writings. I'm not gonna say essays, because this is not it. And the title, it's translated, would be Eating Environments by Antonio Eloy. Oh, I forgot to say, The Break has lots of people that wrote each introduction was written by somebody with a very difficult name, either in French or Italian, and I don't want to butcher names. And there's like 11 people or so, so I'm not gonna even try to tell the names. This one, I hated it. I really don't like it. This was supposed, first it's small, and half of it, it's like the annexes, the extras. So this thing, this collection of writings, is supposed to take a piece of food and talk about where it was eaten, the cultural aspect, the social aspect of it, and all of that, like food and social, in a social environment, the connections, the history, a little bit everything to the plot. This felt like a collection of introductions to a better and more interesting book. This didn't felt like a book. I was just mad after reading this, to be honest, because I feel like it says lots of things that people, it loses a lot of time to say things that people already know, but instead of just having it said in a line, in a perfectly written and simply written line, it spends way too much time and way too many big words trying to make that sentence look bigger than it is, if that makes sense. And I was just like, yeah, food is important in a cultural and social and history point of view. You don't need to spend pages saying that in other ways. We know it is important now. Off with the book. Police started, and then they didn't. So yeah, it was a thing. I mean, is this a book either? I mean, I don't know. And the other one was a really, really good thing that just warmed my heart. And this is nonfiction for kids, and it is about the trust, but in Portuguese, tordo. In especially this subspecies of the trust in Portuguese would be named tordo canoro. And it is a children's book, but it's non-fiction for children. It is told, the first part, in a story way, kind of, but it's just explaining the life of the bird. Let's start, first of all, the end papers. This is adorable. This is so cute. It just warmed my heart. And it has beautiful pictures, beautiful illustrations. It tells how the trusts meet, what they eat, who makes the nest and how long it takes, how they act with the eggs and all of that, what happens after the eggs are the birds are words, what happened after the eggs ecloded and the little birds are grown up. What do the parents do? Basically, they just go through their life because they're like, hey, you are big, you can now go and take care of yourself. But all of this is so just prettily done. And at the end, it actually has a description of the bird that it's better than things that I've seen in books for adults. It has the bird itself and like the pointing the major characteristics of the bird, the feathers, how it takes flight, how it is inside the egg, how it cleans itself and how clean it is, what they eat, how they construct the nest. They had spoken a little bit of it in the story, but then they give more information, like exactly how they do it. It has a paragraph that is from explaining how they pass from this to this and how they take flight, and it is just amazing because you can look at this, take this information, go outside and find the bird, because you have the bird, how it looks like. You have lots of other pictures of how the bird looks like inside here, so you have other views. You know how it looks like, you know the places that they usually make the nest, so you can look on those places, and you even know the pattern of flight, because it's something that you can use to distinguish some birds, because some of them take flight in different ways. And I was enchanted by this book. Plus, the illustrations are so adorable that this is totally gonna be a book that is gonna form my reference books for drawing. This is one of them, because it is amazing. Also, this belonged to a girl named Katerina, and before that, it did belong, I think, to a boy. It first belonged to a boy named Frederico, and then went to a Catarina. Saying the names in Portuguese while trying to talk in English makes me want to say them with an English accent, even though I know how to say it in Portuguese. It's really weird. And I don't know which one of them were. I'm gonna say it was her, but could be him. Added a little bit of floral touch. If you can see these flowers on around the pages are a little bit different, but I gotta say they are really well done. I'm not sure if they were already here, but like really light, but it doesn't look like it. Somehow they drew around this, and it's kind of cute, and I just kind of love it. They just did it on this page because they thought that it was too white, and I totally agree. This was an improvement to those pages. The next pages, like I told you, it has extensive illustrations of the birds and other animals, and it doesn't need any improvement. But anyway, this was a treasure. I was so happy to find this, and I'm seeing here that this is from a little collection that has a lot of other animals like the mice, the duck, the squirrel, the fox, the butterfly, the bee, and I totally want all of them, even though I'm probably not gonna find it because this looks like something really old. I can't even find this on Goodreads. I'm gonna be the one adding this on Goodreads. So yeah. This is all that I have to talk with the break. I mean, it wasn't that bad. Oh my god, this is heavy. The break is so heavy. It wasn't that bad. I'm not exactly sure how much more I'm gonna be able to read nonfiction, even because I'm just went crazy with the horror books that I took from the library. As I'm filming this, it is the 24th. I still have time, and I have things that I want to read, non-fiction-wise. I'm not sure which one, so I'm not going to even venture to say, because I have a horror book, James Hubbard book, that it's just calling me, and I'm gonna probably start that one, or one of the others that I had there, and I need to go back to horror, but this was amazing. If you don't, this one no. But the rest of them, all keepers, all happy books that made me happy and go live here. Somehow I'm gonna have to find a way for they to live here. And that's all for now, guys. Bye.